G'day and welcome to this week's Friday Beers and Tools with Andy. This week we have another pale ale to try. This one is called Hughie, or Send It Down Hughie Pale Ale. Now a little bit of the history behind this name. It's a pretty cool name in Australia, but it won't mean much to those of you overseas. Back in 1912, a farmer was heard to yell, "Send her down, Hughie," in his response to the bad droughts that were going on at the time. And that was basically a call to God or Mother Nature or whatever you say to send down the rains. So it's become a bit of an Australian expression over the years. When the rains come, we finally say, "Send her down, Hughie." So this pale ale is brewed in Goulburn, New South Wales, and it's got a pretty cool name, Send It Down Hughie. So let's see what it's like. Happy Friday. Nice pale ale. Hughie represents everything that is thirst-quenching refreshment of the flesh and bone kind. Brewed in Goulburn, New South Wales with 100% Aussie-owned hops and malt, the light and refreshing Hughie lager is the ultimate in refreshment. Best of all, $2 from every case is donated to drought-affected farming communities in Australia. Quench your thirst with a Hughie. It is in a 375ml can. It is 1.3 standard drinks, 4.4% ABV. That's a nice, refreshing, easy drinking pale ale. That's a solid 4.5 spanners out of 5 for me. Yeah, that's really nice. Well done. Send it down, Hughie. Rightio, on to this week's tool. We have another Knipex product, Canipex, correctly, Canipex, and this is their product number 1381-200, and this is their multifunction wire strippers, cutters, etc., etc., etc. 6 functions in one, apparently. So a little bit hard for me to show you on the screen, but I'll put a close-up of it on here. It has large wire cutting section here in the center. That's particularly good for cutting full cables. I've got a piece of 2.5 active, neutral and earth in Australia. This is our power cable run in houses, and easy work. Very nice function. So the stripping functions, it has 2 stripping holes here, which is most commonly used in Australian household wiring and worldwide, I believe. The first hole is 0.75mm up to 1.5mm and 2.5mm, which is what our power cable for power circuits are in Australia. Very nice gripping function on the plier end, and it has a really nice pointed but serrated flat end, which is really good for when you're beginning to strip your wires. Okay, let's try it out. So assuming an electrician is doing a termination on a power point in a house, GPO outlet, start by stripping the outer insulation away. They're a little stiff, but Canipex is known for their quality in their pivot point, so I assume that it will loosen up slightly as they go along. And as I mentioned, this is 2.5mm wire, so I use the bottom hole here. Very easy to strip wires with it. Lovely action. Really nice, sharp. These retail on Amazon for $72.28, which is expensive, but again, these are more specialist for electrician type pliers. And there is a 1000 volt insulation version, which I believe are aluminium, and that is, stand by. Okay, I'll put a picture of it up here. The 1000 volt insulation version is very similar. 200 mil long like these ones. The part number is 1386200, and as I mentioned, it says that they're aluminium. I find that hard to believe. They retail for $78, and they do exactly the same functions, except they've got 1000 volt insulation on them instead of the normal insulation here. So, verdict on the 1381200 Canipex Electricians Pliers, multifunction pliers. Wow, another excellent product from Canipex. This is, for functionality, it's a 5 out of 5 beers for me. I probably would like to get the 1000 volt version for electrical work. However, I don't do a lot of live electrical work, so these will suffice. So therefore I probably don't need to spend another $78. For value for money at $78, look, they're pretty expensive, but commensurate with a lot of the Canipex range. This is the highest quality you'll find in the world, and you're paying for it. So obviously you can buy Chinese pliers with cutters, etc., much cheaper. They will not last anywhere near as well. They will not be as accurate. They will not have no movement in their pivot point, and they will do the job for you, but they just won't do the job as well. So for value for money, I've got to say it's only a 2.5 out of 5 for me. They're pretty expensive, but they are very good quality. So I've just had a quick look on the internet to see whether or not they're available from our big tool stores in Australia. There doesn't seem to be a real common one in Australia. Perhaps most of our big tool stores just stock the 1000 volt versions. One online tool company in Australia, which I have used before quite a bit, has the 1382200, which is the next model from these, slightly different. I think it's just the comfort grip is the difference, and they're selling them for $150 a pair. So $78 on Amazon is actually pretty good value. There's no way I can justify $149 on a single pair of pliers / cutters. So value for money at $78. Like I said, they're not cheap. I'm going to stick with 2.5 out of 5 beers. It seems that you can get the 1000 volt insulation version for around about the same price, which probably in hindsight would be better value. It is an electrician specialist tool, so why not get the better quality insulation to go with it as well. And I'll put a link to these in the description below if you are interested in purchasing them. Anyway, Friday, love Fridays. Thank you very much for watching. Hope things are good where you are. Please like, share and subscribe the video. Hit the like button, makes a big difference to the YouTube algorithm and starts promoting my video to others. And thanks for watching. See you next week. Cheers.